What are we doing here today?
I want to quit my juul.
Okay.
And I don't want to substitute it for like another addiction, like binge eating. So you see all these people getting really fat after they quit like cigarettes or nicotine. And I just want to focus on that. And I've literally been smoking this forever. Like, I had a nicotine addiction since I was like in high school. So I don't know if you can make me quit this. That'd be great.
What if you? Well, here's the thing.
I want to be able to work out better. I want to switch it for something better. Yeah, like working out all the time and like being more focused, driven, more confident. Yeah, that's good.
So here's the thing. I can't make you quit.
Yeah.
I can help you quit, but I can help you quit. Because as a hypnotist, I have a really cool ability to help people to create a change instantaneously in their mind to shift whatever belief they want. Because hypnosis at its core is about changing a belief. When I do it in a fun way on the stage and in the fun TikTok videos, you see people changing their belief to have a silly experience. But when you use that same principle to help people to change their life, they do, whether it's to quit vaping, quit smoking, lose weight, be more confident, break through depression, anxiety, whatever it is, help people to shift that belief. But it's not a magic power. It's not like I'm a magician and I'm like, all right, I now cast a spell on you and your belief has changed. But hypnosis is a voluntary state. Hypnosis is a tool that helps you to create a change. It's really me helping you to tap into what's already there.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if I were to say, or if someone were to tell you, you get $1 million in your bank account at the end of the month if you quit juuling for the next week.
Yeah.
Could you do it? You'd be able to do it like that because his motivation has shifted.
Yeah.
It's not any magic powers that anybody does to you, but in your own mind you say, look, I want this bad enough that I'm gonna figure out a way. And any time that juul or that click or whatever it is comes near me, there's no way, like I want that money and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so when we realize that all change actually comes down to our own motivation rather than our ability, it's not that you can't quit, it's that there just hasn't been enough leverage in your mind to want to quit bad enough that you do in this moment.
I do feel like that. I feel like every time I get like a ton of motivation or something to do something, like, I don't know, when I quit, because sometimes like my lungs or something, I just like, I start freaking out and that gives me the motivation. I just need like motivation or something.
Yep, and here's what you do. I'll have you pull out the click for me, if you will.
Yeah.
And what we'll even do is anybody watching this could do this at home. If you want to quit juuling or quit clicking or smoking or whatever it is, take out your cigarette, your juul, whatever it is, and you can follow along through this, through watching at home. And you can see as this works for Ben here, this will work for you as well. And so what might have to happen to this specific device for you not to want to smoke it? If I were to take a handful of sand and just drop it in the device, how much would you want to smoke it right now?
I'd still probably like blow it out.
You'd blow it out, but it would make you less likely to want to do it. Yeah. Do you have what if I made this device suddenly tasted like poop? Tasted like crap, and that was the only flavor that came out of it. How likely would you want? You'd be less, but would you still want to hit it?
If I was like dying and I need that like nicotine thing.
If you're dying and need that nicotine.
That's like a horrible flavor to me almost.
Yeah, right. But what if the nicotine actually ran out and it was just empty? It was dead.
That I wouldn't do.
You wouldn't do.
Well, I wouldn't do it. I would still maybe try to get a little out of there.
Even if there was nothing there to get?
Oh, nothing? Like completely empty?
If it was completely empty, completely dead, full of sand, and you knew the moment you hit it would just be a mouthful of crap.
Yeah.
How likely would you want to hit that?
That I wouldn't, because I know it'd be...
Not at all. Yeah. You'd get nothing out of it, but worse than getting nothing, you'd get a negative consequence of getting a mouthful of sand and crap.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you think about that association in your mind, we can think of that idea, but the way that the mind works is when it focuses on an idea to a strong enough extent, that actually becomes its reality. That actually becomes true. Just like when we're little, when you focus on the idea of Santa Claus becoming real, it doesn't matter if anyone tells us that he's not, he is, because we're so hooked on that idea.
Yeah.
And so if you were to actually allow yourself, or even anyone watching at home, allow themselves to become focused on the idea that hitting this juul right now, or this click, or the cigarette, whatever it is, would become the worst experience for you in the world, there's no way you'd want to do it.
Yeah.
But to create that association in the mind, you have to go beyond just pretending, right? Because I could tell you, oh, just imagine that it's like this, imagine it's dead and it tastes horrible and would be a negative experience, and you could imagine, but something in your mind knows, yeah, okay, this is still a really good hit, and I'm going to want to do it.
Yeah.
Right, so it goes beyond just pretending, because you can pretend anything you want.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, pretend this shirt's pink. And you could be like, oh, I could pretend it's pink, but you still know in your mind, okay, stupid, it's a black shirt.
Yeah.
But when you can go beyond pretending in a way where you actually pretend you're not pretending. Because if I asked you to pretend that this is dead and horrible and disgusting, but then pretend that you weren't pretending anymore, then it no longer becomes pretend, but it becomes real in your mind in that moment.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So
because just because
it's not a pretend thing, it's like actually dead.
It's pretending you're not pretending that it actually is dead. And if this actually is dead and disgusting, or even if it is a cigarette that just wouldn't even light, there'd be no use in hitting.
Yeah.
But when it goes beyond just pretend, but pretending that you're not pretending, it actually becomes your real experience, because anything that your mind believes becomes true. Just because we believe something doesn't make it true. It just means we believe it, but when we believe it, it becomes true to us, whether it's true or not to anybody else.
I get that, yeah.
So when you can tell yourself that this is not worth hitting because it's dead, it's disgusting, it's gross, and you can create that experience as if it was real, then you create that result.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
However, there's still going to be something in the back of your mind, I imagine, or people watching at home, where the moment that you really want that nicotine or you want that hit, that'll be stronger than the imagination that are pretending in that moment, pretending you're not pretending, that you're going to want to override it and still hit it. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's a matter of just, oh, here, we'll play pretend, and now we're fixed, and it's all good. Thank you very much. I'm an expert, right?
Yeah.
But it starts in that way. And if you want it bad enough, we already know that you have the ability to change. You have the ability to never hit it again. If you knew you had $1 million, if you didn't hit it by the end of the week, but if you knew that the moment you hit it, you'd be in debt for $1 million, that'd be even worse, right? Yeah. And then that could last your entire life, because it's not just, hey, this reward, if I don't get it, oh well, but actually the moment of pain is far worse of a consequence for people than the potential of pleasure.
Yeah.
And so if you knew that, hey, you'd be on the hook for $1 million every time you hit this, you'd like throw that in the sand, leave it behind, and want nothing to do with it. So it's the ability is already there. And so when you can change first your mental belief about what it would mean for you to hit it in this moment, of knowing that, okay, if I created this reality in my mind, I created this belief, not just, oh, pretend, oh yeah, I'm playing charades, that this is real, but actually going into this state that, no, this is my reality, and there's no way I want to hit this or do this. If that's true, that becomes your real motivation. But in order to get to the root of the real motivation, because like you talked about at the beginning, you don't want to quit and then start overeating.
Yeah.
Or go to whatever other bad habit that you might do because you don't have this as a release. Because at the end of the day, it's not the juuling or the smoking or the clicking that's the problem. It's the symptom of another problem.
What do you mean by it's a symptom of another problem?
So why do you smoke? Why do you juul? Why do you hit it?
Symptom of another problem.
What does it give you in the moment that you do it?
I don't really even know. It just kind of, it gives you like a relief. Like
A release.
A release, yeah. I guess it just like relaxes me. I don't even know.
So it kind of releases a little bit of stress?
I feel like it really doesn't do that much.
It doesn't?
Yeah. No, it doesn't do that much.
But it gives you even just a little bit of relaxation and stress relief when you hit it.
Yeah,
right?
It definitely does. It doesn't, now that I think of it, it doesn't do that much, and I'm not gaining that much out of it.
However, that's the symptom to the bigger problem.
Yeah.
It's not, hey, I really want to put this harmful chemical in my body, and that's the real thing I want. No, the real thing you want is the stress relief.
Yeah, that's definitely.
It's the escape in the moment.
Yeah.
But this becomes a symptom, where it becomes one avenue for you to be able to manage that stress, to get that release, do whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like you were talking about, hey, if you quit this, then that's when you might overeat or go into something else that becomes a different way to address that true need of being able to get that release, eliminate some of that stress, whether it's in clicking, juuling, smoking, overeating, whatever it is. I need that moment, or you need that moment to meet this real need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so thinking about in your life, and anybody even watching this thinking about in their life, what are other ways that you can meet that need that would be healthier, that wouldn't be as addicting, and that wouldn't cost as much, and that you would feel better about being able to meet that need in a way that you want?
I think getting a workout's a way better feeling. Like this is like not even a feeling for them working out. It's like
it's a pseudo feeling.
Always, no matter what, at the end of a workout, I feel good. You know.
Yeah.
And I usually actually kind of feel like shit after a while. So I'm not gonna.
See, what's happened is he wants to be hypnotized to stop, when in reality he's just been hypnotized to continue to do it. Because all hypnosis is creating a belief to the point it becomes true. You're even telling me right now, you know this doesn't do anything for you, you know it's not good, it doesn't give you that stress relief, it doesn't taste good, but yet you still do it.
Yeah.
Because your mind has hypnotized itself, even without me or anybody telling you to do it, through the level of conditioning and the way that you've created this habit in your life, you've created a level of hypnosis that becomes what you need, even though you know on your conscious mind, your conscious level, that it's not.
Yeah.
You've hypnotized yourself to believe something that's not true.
That's true. Yeah.
And if your mind is already powerful enough to do it in a negative way, it's just as powerful enough to do it in a positive way.
That's so true. Yeah.
It's not anything I'm giving you that you don't already have. It's me helping you to unlock and discover what's already there for yourself. Even beyond, right, I never even had you close your eyes or said sleep or did any formal trance hypnosis.
Yeah.
But through helping you to shift your belief, even in this conversation, helping you to see what's already there, helping you to see the hypnosis that's already been there, and for you instead to create your own hypnosis, because that's what hypnosis really is. It's not me controlling your mind, it's me giving you back the control of your own mind. Because your mind right now is being controlled by this thing.
Yeah.
And when you can take back the control and say no longer, then you become in control. You create the belief you want instead of letting the belief create you.
Yeah. I totally get that because it's all in your mind.
It is. Not in my mind,
Yeah.
but in your mind.
Yeah.
And for me, through this process, helping you to unlock and uncover what's already there, the ability that's there, since you know, hey, if I lost $1 million when I hit that, I'd never hit it again in my life. The ability is there, it's just a motivation. But the motivation can be strong enough when you realize that you have power over your beliefs, not the other way around.
Yeah.
It only goes down.
So with all that being said, how much you want to hit this right now?
Not really. I don't want to.
What do you want to do with that?
I'll just read. Just send me. I'll pay it.
I don't know. Put it in my pocket and see. And but I don't want to smoke it. But I want to I don't know what I want to do. I definitely don't want to smoke it.
Okay.
But then I'm still thinking I'm scared to throw it away.
Okay, what happens if you throw it away?
He'll go buy another one if he really wants it.
If I really want it, I'll buy another one. But right now, I don't want to smoke this. No, I actually don't want this.
At all?
No.
Okay. Because here's the thing. Part of the process of creating a new belief is making it easy for you to create that belief.
Yeah.
If someone wants to quit drinking, should they hang around bars all the time?
No.
If someone wants to quit juuling, should they carry a juul in their pocket all the time?
No.
No. For somebody that wants to create a change and change a new belief, if you really don't want to hit it, which I believe you don't, then you can create that belief, but you gotta validate it with an experience. You have to reinforce that belief. Sort of like if I said, I want to become a runner, and I created this belief that I want to run, I'm going to be a runner, and I never run.
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing to reinforce that belief with experience. Because that's how we create any change in our life, is we have a belief and we have an experience of that belief. The more we believe something, the more we do something about it. The more we do something about it, the more we believe it. The old belief has said, hey, when I hit this, it'll feel good. And you create the experience. It's not as good as you want to, but it's something enough to keep you going, so it reinforces that old belief. But if you actually want the new belief of saying, look, I don't want this, it's useless, I don't want this one, I don't want to buy another one, I'm done for good, you got to reinforce it with experience to prove to yourself you actually believe it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you were to say, yes, I'm good, you put it in your pocket just in case, what is your mind believing more?
It's thinking, what if my only thoughts is what if I do throw it away right now, which I don't want this, I don't want to smoke it right now, but I'm always I guess I still have a thing where I'm what if, it's more about not having it. I get this sensation of oh my God, where is it? Sort of thing. More than even my smoke, the smoking. Well, the same amount, but I just hate, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to, because you never smoked it, but I bet, but
Yep.
It's just kind of do I have it with me?
Kind of the withdrawals, right?
Yeah.
What does it mean when you don't have it with you?
I feel anxious. And
Feel anxious?
I'm oh, I don't have it. I need it.
So there we have another thing that's not being met.
Yeah, and if it dies at a party, I'm I gotta go home.
Literally.
Yeah.
100%.
It creates a sense of anxiety,
Yeah.
not having it.
Yeah.
So if we find a way
I
for
feel
that
it's
to
totally
get met,
mental with that too, yeah.
it is. So if we find a way for that need of no longer being anxious to get met, whether you have the juul or not, then whether it's on your person, in your pocket, or even if you own it at all, won't matter if you're no longer anxious. See, when you create the sense of anxiety, what are you anxious about?
There's no reason.
There's no reason. Just
Yeah.
anxious for the sake of being anxious.
Maybe it's just the chemical in it, I don't even know.
Yeah. So your mind, again, is a type of hypnosis.
Yeah.
It believes it has to be anxious when you don't have this. Why? You don't even know, it just is.
Yeah.
So what would be a new feeling that you'd rather create when your mind doesn't have this instead of the old anxiety?
A feeling of relief that I don't need that anymore.
Okay.
Is that a good, or I should not even think of it at all?
Yeah. Because when your mind thinks of not wanting to think of something in a way, it still thinks of that thing.
Yeah.
If I say don't think of a pink elephant, your mind thinks of a pink elephant.
Yeah.
Because in order to not think of something, it first has to think of it. But the mind usually focuses on and fixates on the first thing that comes to its mind, even if it's a negative. So the negative that we want to become a positive still stays a negative because we're focused on not doing it.
Yeah.
So rather than being anxious when you don't have this, in fact, if I were to take it from you right now, what are you feeling at this moment that you no longer have it?
A little bit of freeing.
Freedom.
Yeah.
And is freedom a more powerful feeling to have than anxiety?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot more.
A lot more. And if you don't have this an hour later, then what are you going to feel?
Freedom more freedom.
Freedom more. Because here's the thing. The hypnosis before has told you that you're going to feel anxious, and the more you don't have this, the more it dies. The more you don't have the ability, the more anxious you feel. But now something's already shifted inside of you, where the more you don't have this, the more you feel free when you realize you don't need it.
Yeah. That's definitely, I feel free.
You already feel free right now,
Yeah.
I know. But the feeling of freedom will continue to increase. And that feeling of freedom is actually way more powerful than the feeling of anxiety. Because right now, the way that those two feelings and emotions were wired in your brain have just switched. Before, you felt anxious when you didn't have this and freedom when you did. But now they've crossed. Now when you don't have this, you feel free. But in fact, even if I give this to you now, you feel a little bit anxious about what that might create and going back to that old addiction,
true.
don't
yeah,
you?
I feel anxious now.
So what do you want to do? He just gives it right back to me. But now what do you feel?
Now I feel free. Like I just feel like it's like,
Yeah. And so if I were to give this back to you, what do you want to do with it right now at this moment?
I want to give it back.
Even better than giving it back, we just want to probably get rid of it altogether, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah? So what should we do with that?
What do you think we should do?
Toss it?
Should I toss it?
Some trash over there.
Oh yeah, it's a beach.
Actually,
I'll
here.
just toss it.
We'll toss it. We'll throw it away later. We'll make sure we don't litter. We'll pick it up on the way out.
Yeah.
But now it's full of sand, so you'd have to blow it out even to hit it anyways. But
Oh shit, I just kidding.
right? But how do you feel without that? How do you feel that you've just released
I
it?
actually felt really free.
Really free.
That did free. Because yeah, I feel like I don't need it. I really
Yeah.
don't. Like I seriously, I can't even. I have a long ride. I don't even need it.
And that feeling of freedom will continue to increase.
Yeah.
That feeling of anxiety is just not even there anymore unless you pick up another juul or a click or a cigarette. Then that anxiety comes back because those beliefs have crossed.
Yeah.
But knowing that you want freedom much more than you want anxiety, your mind already knows it can stay away from it because it values that feeling much higher than the old feeling.
Yeah. I could definitely say that I feel better, like, without it
Yeah,
and not having it on me.
exactly. And the more you create this new experience, the more you've conditioned yourself to not have to have it on you, the more your mind realizes it doesn't need it. Because the old experience of always having it on you has created this condition that's latched you onto this old belief as much as you've wanted to break it. That's why consciously you said, I want to quit, but you haven't been able to quit because this old experience has reinforced you from feeling anxious when it's not on you. But now that that feeling has shifted, where you only feel freedom when it's not on you and anxious when you have it, that begins to create a new experience. Where right now you know you don't want it, but tomorrow, when you don't have it and you still feel free, or if someone hands you a juul at a party and you feel really anxious and want to give it back because you don't want it,
Yeah.
it's going to create more experiences that'll reinforce this new belief that says, this is the new normal. This is the new life. This is the new belief that serves me so much better. And I'm taking back the control. You're taking back the control, getting rid of the old hypnosis and creating a new hypnosis to create a new reality.
I feel like that worked.
All right. Now that that worked, what's possible?
Just, I don't need it. I don't know. I just feel like I don't need it.
And do you feel like you want to overeat or anything now to compensate?
Oh, yeah. No, I
No?
don't.
Okay. Just want to make sure, right? Because we've met the need of really feeling anxious and stressed. Switching the process Or now that's what causes you to feel anxious and stressed. But without it, you feel free and you feel like the possibilities open up financially because you're not spending it, health-wise to allow yourself to become even more fit, open up more opportunities in acting and modeling because that's no longer holding you back. The opportunities of who you can be and what you can do with that out of the way now means the true need has been met in a way that serves you instead of a way that holds you back.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
Thank you.
How you feel?
Yeah, I feel really good. I feel amazing. I
Fantastic.
feel like it's like I don't need it. I don't even think about. I don't. It's weird the feeling of like I feel like more anxious when I'm probably would be holding it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right. And there you go.